Peace, brother. We live and rolling. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Peace. All right.
Yeah.
Well, this is a different type of segment. This is not our usual segment when we get you on, man. We're not discussing, any politics, any past and or present situations related to who you are, your history.
Mm-hmm.
This is a segment called Box Stories, where we're detailing the most in-depth psychological, maybe issues related to, loss of family, loss of communication, and just intricacies of serving time in a punitive segregation, special housing unit, box being, et cetera, whatever people like to call it. So first and foremost, I want you to introduce yourself, what they call you, and what your name is.
Yeah. My name is Blue-Boy. That's my nickname. My real name is Luis Rosado.
How long you been locked up at this current moment?
Going close to 38 years right now,
So, in 38 years of in captitude, you would say how much time of that you spent in a punitive segregation area outside of just any involuntary places you've been in and keep locked somewhere more secure or lockdown?
I've never been in population no more than 2 years. In the whole
38 years.
Huh?
In 38 years. You haven't been in population?
38 years, I haven't been in population no more than 2 years. In no jail. Well, most of the time, I always end up in the box. Or solitary confinement, dungeon, 1,000 different names they have for that.
Okay, so this is what I like. In 38 years, what year you came up north? And how old were you when you came up north?
I came up state in December 1983.
And how old were you at that time?
I was 17.
You're 17, man. His fat laces on or something like that, 83, right? Adidas or something. That was the style back then?
Yeah, I went to the box. I went to the box after being in. After I get my ID number and all, I went to the box 3 weeks later.
And so, it's 1983. Rap, that's even before rap, really, in a sense, right? That's even before rap music. But but, so he's a 1983 17-year-old Latino male from the Lower East Side. You what prison did you enter first? Like prison?
El Mara, reception.
So there weren't any downstates or anything like that back then?
Nah, back then you don't go to downstate to get the B number. You was an adolescent. You have to go to El Mara to get the B number.
Okay. So you get to Elmira.
Yeah.
And I'm taking it you still thinking you're on Rikers Island because there's a little less structure on Rikers Island. You're a little wild still, I take it, right?
Yeah, wow.
So what happened that led to you going to the box 3 weeks after entering a state prison?
I had a fight in mess hall with my co-defendant.
Okay. He didn't do well, I take it, on the case. He didn't do the right thing.
Huh?
Did he do the right thing on the case? Is that why you got
that's a fact.
That's a fact. He
He
didn't do the right thing.
Right, he didn't do the right thing. He got to understand. Well, he made a statement. He didn't get to understand. He made a statement. And he was supposed to get understand, but I think I beat up on Rikers Island. He decided not to take the stand.
Okay. All right. So he didn't take the stand. You guys have a fight in the mess hall. You're 17 years old. The Bing is much different. You were able to probably finagle a lot of your time out of the Bing back then. So that's Rikers Island. So the Bing is on Rikers Island. So now you're in the state prison. And they take a 17-year-old Latino male from the Lower East Side to what they call a state prison box. Tell me what it was like walking in a state prison box at 17. You were Blue Boy already, right? You was already Blue Boy.
Yeah, my name. I had my name since I was 11 years old.
All right, so Blue Boy's walking in a box. You weren't the infamous Blue Boy yet, but you walking in a box. What happened?
They put me in the box right next to B block. The back of the steak shop. At that
Where's
time,
this at? This is Elmira.
In Elmira.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, see, you know, when you come to Elmira reception, they got B block and then they got A block. Those are the two blocks for reception. You move, when you first get there, they put you in B block. Then they move you to A block, which is a bigger block. And then the dudes that were just there 3 weeks ago, now they're calling you a new Jack. You know what I'm saying? Because you coming through and they screaming on, "Dude Jack, dude Jack." And they try to spit on you and all this other crazy stupid shit.
They were spitting. So how was you feeling when you first walked in? Like, what was your thoughts of walking in?
When I first walked through the block, because I never experienced. I was in HDM. I moved before I came on stage. I went to HDM. So because we had a ride in Rikers Island, so they moved a lot of us to HDM. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So anyway, so I already basically knew what the bars look like, you know, what prison would look like. But when we first walked through that whole hallway going to the mess hall for the first time, I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? It was those socks off the tier, from the bottom tier, throwing it up all the way to the top tier. That shit was crazy.
They were throwing socks, you said?
Yeah, you know, like the sock with the soldiers trying to fish. They were doing fishing. There was all types of crazy shit going on. But that was my first experience. Like, I said, damn, this is prison for real now, you know?
In the big league. And these people that you walked into, if it was 83, you walked into individuals from the 60s and 70s, most likely, maybe even earlier than that. Some people who had been in.
Nah, not in that block. In that block, all the dudes that was there, they all had 83 numbers and 80. The most, it might be 82 numbers. But most of them were 83 numbers. But these are all people that came up before me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you know, my co-defendant, one of my co-defendants, his number was 83B 198. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so that means he came up before you.
Right, he came away before me. You know what I'm saying? But he was still in the block. You know what I'm saying?
So now you get to this block. You're 17. You hear all this noise. They're throwing socks. What are you thinking? Am I gonna make it? Can I make it? Like, what are you thinking?
Nah, I already had accustomed myself to being ready for whatever. You know what I'm saying? I already knew you got to set the trend now. You know what I'm saying? This is how it's gonna go. Whatever you do, you got to do it now. So you set the trend for the future. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
so go for this. You're not gonna go for that. You know?
What kind of cell area did they take you to? How did your cell look like when you first got there?
We're talking about in the box, or you talking
in the box? In the box.
Okay, check it out. In the back of right in B block, behind the steak shop where they had the steak shop where they give you the boots and all that other stuff. Behind there was a box. They only had like 8 or 10 cells there. You know what I'm saying? Now the door was bars, but the bed was steel, and the toilet wasn't no toilet. It was a hole in the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you flush it from outside. Police had to flush it. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, whoa. So police had to flush your toilet for you.
Yeah, you know, you couldn't. At that, with the cells that I was in at that time, when they put me there, that was the box for that time. So when they brought me there, you know what I'm saying? It's they got bars and they got plexiglass on the front, but on the floor it was a big ramp hole with like a slat. That when you move the slat, that's where you do your thing, and they got a button outside the cell where they press it for the bathroom.
Oh wow!
So
and this is what a 17-year-old. This is what a 17-year-old was placed in.
Yeah, I was like, yo, don't go. Then you have these big stupid cockroaches coming out the hole. You know what I'm saying? That shit looked nasty. And you have mad mouses. You have mouses running around. You know?
And these are the conditions of Elmira. So did you go to a hearing? Did anything happen? How long did you end up doing on this box term?
Nah, I did altogether. I was down there for like 30 days or 32 days. Then they moved me out. They put me in population, and then I went to Kasaki, and then Kasaki I got into a fight. And then,
so after you do 32 days in this box, what are you thinking as a 17-year-old just fresh leaving the box? Did you think, like, man, I don't ever want to return there? It was that bad of a condition, or you just fell into the course of your bid and let the natural course take effect of your bid? You didn't really.
Like to me, see, being that I was already accustomed with being locked down because I was in Gosha and I was in Brooklyn and all that, and I was always in Wing 1 in Gosha, so that's like a lockdown company. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I was already physically, I was already.
And Goshen is juvenile detention. Is what we used to call Division for Youth back in the days. Correct? Goshen is juvenile. Goshen is a juvenile detention facility in New York. Right. A secure juvenile, which would be a juvenile maximum security. So you're saying you were even going to their punitive segregation, which is punitive for a 14-year-old in a sense, it is. But in comparison, it doesn't match up to the Elmira box that you went through.
It definitely don't equal out, but see, being like I said, it gave me already mentally. I was already ready for that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
So it is true.
A lot of dudes wasn't ready for that. You know, you got dudes that never been for that type of stuff.
Yeah.
They put them in that type of environment, and dudes will go crazy. Yo, I can't take it. Yo, I don't want to be here.
We're going to get to those stories. Yeah, definitely.
You have 1 minute left.
So we're going to do the part 2 if you call back, because I definitely have.
Yeah, I'm calling right back.
All right. So I'll
call right back.
All right.